Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the player ratings for the game between the Hawks and the Pies. This is going to get grim. It's time to talk all things black and white. All right, relax. Let's all just calm down for a second. Let's just steady the ship, okay? Yes, there was some absolutely diabolical performances out there, and we will talk about some of them. But we do try and reserve player ratings and try keep the balance if there are players worth talking about who played better than some of their fellow comrades. All right, let's have a look. Brayden Maynard, the fourth highest rated player in a game where the defense was completely under siege. And maybe I'll blend this one into the Darcy Moore rating as well. Okay? When the system isn't working, when the system is not in synchronicity, we find out about players who are the complete package and those who are really dependent on a system working. When you are forced to make critical decision after critical decision, how many can you string together when you're under the pump? And Brayden Maynard, I tip my hat to you, mate. Last week, 1%ers, just never drops his head. He's just got that stubbornness about him that he just doesn't want to lose. His team might lose, but Brayden Maynard will not lose. 18 touches, 5 intercept possessions. They're not crazy numbers, but anyone with half a footy brain would rewatch last night's game and go, bloody hell, Brayden Maynard had every opportunity to fold halfway through the game, 5 minutes into the third quarter when they kicked a couple. But he saw it through. That's why I love him. That's why in another world, Brayden Maynard is our captain, taking over from Darcy Moore, but it is what it is. And tying into this guy, Darcy Moore, I don't apologize. I really, guys, look at me. I'm past it, yeah? I'm past it. I don't apologize for how critical I can be of Darcy Moore at times. What world do we live in, guys, where criticism isn't acceptable? If any of you think Darcy Moore, just because he had good moments in the second half, taking on the game, it's the critical moments that he let us down in. Same with Dan Houston. Early in the game, just, guys, I could do review upon review, video analysis after video analysis on the mistakes he has been making. But just go back to that first moment that he had an opportunity to impact the game. Here's the dichotomy. Here's the difference, yeah? You got one player, Jeremy Howe. It's his time to go. He could have easily tapped it, yeah? Could have easily tapped it and braced for contact, but he took the ball because he wanted to set the tone for his mate, Steele, Rusty. Darcy Moore has an opportunity to take the ball, to grasp it with both hands. And he taps it down the throat of Nick Watson. That is the difference between these two players. That is why people question Darcy Moore's leadership at times. Fuck, if that pissed me off. That pisses me off just thinking about what Howe did versus what Darcy Moore did. And that's all I need to see. That's what shits me. Huh. I didn't have that thought process in my head. You got one man willing to risk it all. You got one man it seems like he's got one hand in the footy world and then one hand in the outside world who's not quite sure whether he doesn't live the life to the highest possible level of a footballer. Brayden Maynard is somebody that screams out to me that it's footy and that's it. Nick Dacos, it's footy and that's it. Fair enough. You know, like we're in the new world. Yeah, we're in the new world where you do have to have eggs in different baskets. But do you want your captain to be somebody who? You can tell me Darcy Moore's all in, but I see how he carries himself on the field sometimes, and that's not all in to me. Making critical decisions as the captain of the club isn't all into me. We use all these woke words and phrases to soften the blow. Why can't we see it? Carlton, same thing. Just words to soften the blow. Why can't we just vehemently just come out and be like, this ain't it? Why can't we see a reaction on the field every now and again? Why are we kissing each other's asses all the time on the field, slapping hands and that? Like, why can't we see somebody just give out an almighty spray? Why can't we see that? Why are we deluding each other? Why are we convincing people otherwise? But that's not the way it works these days, unfortunately. I know what, yeah. Anyways, I go on a tangent. I lose myself. Anyways, Brayden Maynard, 8 out of 10. Scott Pendlebury, another player, just like, guys, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Scott Pendlebury, 27 touches, 11 contested possessions, 5 clearances, 8 score involvements, 1 goal assist. That's what you want. He's 37. He's 37. We're getting spanked. And this man is bending over backwards for the side in a game like that, where others fold. Oh, I almost feel like going to Pendle's house, shaking his hand and apologizing, bringing him a bunch of flowers. I'm sorry you had to be a part of that when you brought the fight. 27 touches. Did everything he could to make things happen. Eight out of 10, Spendles. 8 out of 10. Darcy Moore, we won't spend too much time. 15, like the numbers look, 15 touches, 5 intercept marks, team high, 9 intercept possessions. It doesn't mean much to me. The moments where it mattered, he folded. 3 out of 10. Geordie, mate, good. Keep building. If we can get other things right, if we can get through Adelaide, Geordie will be better for it because he's slowly starting to heat up. 15 touches and a goal, hardly played midfield, so they managed him in that way. 2 shots on target. Spent 80% of the time playing on the field, so he got through, hopefully unscathed. It's a 7 out of it's like a 7 out of 10 for Geordie with what he was able to provide. When the game was hardly played in our forward half, he still found a way to stay involved. So 7, maybe 6.5, something like that, guys. Perryman, in the last 2 weeks, similar to Brayden Maynard and Quaynor, they just fight. They fight. And they don't do anything too crazy. 11 intercept possessions between the two. Yeah. Quaynor, Perryman, and Bruzzy, if they weren't there last night, it could have been a lot more uglier. Perryman's 150th. Probably giving a Perryman a 7 and a Quaynor a 6. So, yeah, they stand up. They stand up under duress. Quaynor, this time last year, guys, this time last year, Quaynor is folding in the way that disposal would be awful. He wouldn't be able to intercept. But he's in these games, similar games, where the same things are happening as last year in this time frame. He's learnt because he's not making the same mistakes. He's not folding. He's not standing down. He's found a way to maintain a level of consistency even when the team is going bad. So yeah, 6 and 7. Maybe the last one we'll do is Dan Houston. Nah, we'll save him for the fan takeaways. Hoskin Elliott, maybe. Look, we can nitpick all day. Jamie Elliott, lowest rated player in the whole game, but admittedly, our worst player was probably Dan Houston. With that much impact through the volume of possessions he had, he got fed the ball, 13 handball receives, and the amount of direct turnovers that led to goals from his mistakes is not ideal. It's his worst game for the club. Last week was pretty bad. This is much worse. You can't fake confidence. The only way to build that confidence is just to make consistent decisions and build off that and get the continuity in that way. But yeah, you can't fake it. You can't give him the ball and instill confidence in him. He needs to do it himself. He needs to, next week, if he plays, wherever he plays on a wing, halfback, he just has to make decisions, the right decisions consistently. It's as simple as that. The pendulum won't turn if he doesn't make good decisions. It's really that simple. That's why, that's why people get paid the big bucks at AFL level to make the right decisions all the time. So, yeah, I think Dan Houston, that's like a 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. He tried hard in the first quarter, turned it over going inside, forward 50. Anyways, that's our vent. That's our vent on this game. We'll see you tonight for the fan takeaways at 6 p.m. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Pies.